Come, let's go with slip power recovery scheme. In this slip power recovery scheme, the frequency of rotor circuit is at slip frequency, and hence the EMF to be injected must be at slip frequency. If the injected EMF is in direct phase opposition to the rotor induced EMF, effective rotor resistance increases. So, by controlling the magnitude of the injected EMF, rotor resistance and the effective speed can be controlled. It has two methods. One is Cramer system, another one is Kerbeus system. Come, let's go with Cramer system. The Cramer system is conventional. So, the diagram represented on the screen. So, this method is applicable to large rating motors of 4000 kilowatt or above. It has some advantages. Any speed within the working range, smooth stepless speed control is possible. The objective of this Cramer system is to control the speed of main motor A. Auxiliary equipments needed are DC motor and rotary converter. A separate DC supply is required to exit the field winding of DC motor, and existing windings or excitation windings of rotary converter. The variable resistance introduced in this field circuit of DC motor acts as field regulator. If the rotary converter converts the low slip frequency AC power into DC power, which is used to further excitement of drive a DC shunt motor B. Those connection coupled mechanically to the main motor A. The main motor is coupled to the shaft of DC shunt motor B. The slip rings of A are connected to the rotary converter C. The output of C is used to drive B. Both C and B representation are excited from the DC bus bar. When the field resistance R is changed, back EMF of motor B changes. Thus, the DC voltage at the commutator of C also changes. This is main black diagram of conventional Cramer system. The rotary converter has a fixed ratio between AC side and DC voltage side. Then voltage on its AC side is also changes. AC voltage is given to the slip rings of main motor A. So, the voltage injected in the rotor of main motor changes, which produces the required speed control. Another advantage of the system is that if rotary converter is overexcited, it draws leading current which compensates for the lagging current drawn by main motor. Hence, power factor improvement is also possible. This is conventional improved version of Cramer system. Next, let us see a Kerbeus system. In this method, a special 3-phase or 6-phase AC commutator motor called Kerbeus machine is used. This Kerbeus machine is excited at slip frequency from the rotor of main motor through a regulating transformer, either by varying the tap setting on the regulating transformer, or by changing the position of brushes of special machines, or by changing both voltage developed in the rotor of Kerbeus machines can be varied. The main difference between the above two systems is that here slip energy is not converted into DC. The slip energy is directly fed to the Kerbeus machine. And this is conventional Scarbia system schematic diagram. This schematic diagram also support the energy converted into not converted into DC. So it's also very important and essential packages. Let's go with solid state control of three-phase induction motor. In this induction motor, the speed and torque of induction motor can be varied by one of the following method. Stator voltage control, voltage and frequency control, slip over recovery scheme. The stator voltage control can be varied by three-phase AC voltage controllers or regulators, voltage fed variable DC link inverter, pulse width modulation inverters. This is stator voltage control diagram. This diagram representing three-phase induction motor of both screw cage as well as slip ring induction motor can be implemented by using three-phase AC voltage controllers. This is simple method of controlling speed in a cage type induction motor is by varying the stator voltage at constant supply frequency. Stator voltage control is also used for shaft start to limit the stator current during periods of low rotor speeds. For small size motors, triac may be used. Even though the three-phase motors usually drive industrial fans and pumps, a three-phase controlled thyristerized AC controller is used for getting a variable stator voltage at constant frequency. This is V by F method, that is variable voltage and variable frequency method. This method always most preferable. V is rated voltage of the motor, F is rated frequency of the motor. When the motor is operated in constant V by F control with a base speed, for a frequency kilo, that is kF, the motor terminal voltage will be kV, kilo frequency and kilo voltage. Whereas the factor that kF and kV, I told that k is represented as a factorization. That factorization always can have 0 to 1. The frequency is changes from 0 to rated frequency. The voltage changes from 0 to rated voltage. So Vk changes from 0 to 1. So for an induction motor, the EMF equation is E1 equal to 4.44 kilo, that is factorization, K base W, N phase F pi R. V stator supply voltage, KW stator winding factor, N phase stator series turns per phase, F stator supply frequency, pi R resultant air gap flux per phase, E1 stator induced EMF per phase. Neglecting losses E1 equal to V, also pi R equal to 1 by 4.44 N phase KW V by F. If supply frequency is changed, the value of air gap flux also gets affected. So we achieved the stator voltage control. So many highly impacted. One must be careful not to increase the voltage magnitude beyond the rating of the motor. Then the increased voltage can cause instant damage to the insulation of the motor winding. Normally the voltage should be kept below 110% of the rated value. It has some main features, or the max torque should be constant. The starting current is also constant. Then the torque and speed of the induction motor can be controlled by changing the supply frequency. So we cannot notice from that the rated voltage and rated frequency, the flux is the rated value. So at low frequency, the reactance decreases and the motor current may be too high. This type of frequency control is not normally used.